there's no doubt in my mind that bank payments will go from kind of being an alternative payment method to becoming a mainstream payment method. And indeed, already today, if you look in multiple European markets, bank payments is already the most preferred payment option in many of these markets. I think why? I think the trend is driven by three things. Firstly, people increasingly, are on mobile devices. And if you're in the couch, you're kind of browsing an online shop, you don't want to have to go and run to get your wallet and pick a plastic card out to be able to complete that purchase. You want to be able to do it, on your mobile device. And secondly, in parallel to that, what has happened last 2 years is that the authentication methods being used to authorize bank payments have moved, into the mobile phone. You have new technologies such as biometrics, for example, fingerprint makes it really easy for consumers to authorize bank payments on the mobile device. And that's really kind of driving this as well, kind of that increased convenience on the consumer side. And then thirdly, I think, we are living increasingly in a real-time world. People spend time on social media, they post things, they get immediate kind of reactions and reflections. I think this is really, consumers want to have this kind of real-time feedback. If they make a payment, they want to see it reflected straight away in the bank account. You don't necessarily want to wait to the end of the month to get the credit card bill. And so I think bank payments is really kind of appealing to this constituents of people who kind of live in this real-time world in general. Firstly, we need to make sure that we can accommodate all the different authentication methods that the consumer can use when they make that bank payment. So if a bank offers a kind of biometrics-based authorization method that we need to kind of support, or if it's a text message-based method, we need to support that. So kind of be able to support all those different procedures. Then secondly, we're trying to kind of add features into the flow which maximize the conversion, maximize the likelihood that the consumer will actually execute the payment. For example, we allow the consumer to select from which bank account to pay. So if they don't have enough funds, for example, on the current bank account, they can pay from the savings account, really helping the consumer maximize the likelihood of the consumer to actually finance the purchase. And then thirdly, refunds, immediate refunds. We have a payout product that makes sure that if you do get the refund, then we can get the funds back into your bank account extremely quickly. What we see is we have merchants that actually use this as a competitive differentiator compared to competition, where they actually can market to their customers and say, hey, if you buy from us and you have to send something back, we make sure to get the refunds extremely quickly. So that's kind of another method that we use. Working with a global payments company like WorldPay really enables us to get the product out very quickly to a very big merchant base. What we find is often that when a merchant understands how Trustly works and how Trustly helps, they're very keen to enable us in all the online channels that they have. And typically, if they're already working with WorldPay, they're already leveraging WorldPay's very easy integration, then it's a big plus if they can enable us Trustly payments in that same integration. And thereby, increasing conversion, and that's good both for the merchant and for ourselves. I think this kind of research is a big service in particular to the merchant. There are currently a lot of things happening in the retail payments landscape, changes happening in the preferences among consumers on how to pay. So if you are a merchant, if you can have the data and you can make informed decisions as to which payment methods to enable, that obviously allows you then to to get those payment methods integrated and so maximize conversion.